How's that? No sound. What's wrong with this fucking thing? Why is there no sound? How about now? Can anyone hear? Better now. Okay, good. Good. Jim McIntosh, DKS. All right, you guys hear me? Feliz Navidad. We can hear you. Jeremy, back. All the way across the pond. You guys getting ready for Christmas Eve. What is it, 7 hours ahead? Good. Jawara is back. You guys can all hear. Don't quit, persevere. Back in the chat. DKS. HeadMeds are destroying modern day women. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? It completely messes their mental faculties up. They become completely different people. Completely different people when they take HeadMeds. Completely, they makes them numb to anything. How do I know this? Well, people close to me are on HeadMeds. Timmy Kramer back. Say, lads, and Merry Christmas. The Forever Bachelor going to hit the links tomorrow on Christmas. Good for you. Good for you. What does Jawara say? Women won't admit they're on meds. No, that is probably the number one red flag outside of the father issue and social media. The trifecta. Social media addiction, no respect for a father or no father, HeadMeds, and lots of body art, right? Those would be it. But a HeadMed completely changes everything about that person. They become numb. They become irrational. It's crazy, and it's only going through the roof. Even in my industry, Polska Bob back, behavioral and mental health is the biggest, fastest moving segment of healthcare. Think about that. So if you want to be a therapist, go into mental health. You make a ton of money. Polska Bob, Merry Christmas to you. Jeremy says 1945 now. Been a, let's see, okay. Almost 8. Been a busy few weeks during delivering Christmas parcels. Time to chill out. Well, good to chill. Chill out, Jeremy. Good to have you as well. Jim McIntosh is a person who was on HeadMeds and they nearly destroyed my life completely. I will never take them again. Glad you're off them. Illusion Smashers back. Edward, absolutely agree. Also the BC, my bod, both my exes were both nurses, both had hidden Adderall addiction until my gullible ass realized that. Oh yeah. I was married to a nurse. I know what it's like. I think what happens is the meds just, and they're too easily diagnosed now. Some people depressed and need HeadMeds? Yes, but you don't run away from HeadMeds because you didn't get 10 to 15 more likes on your photo that you got last time, and you go to the doctor because now you have anxiety because you don't understand how to be content with yourself. And so the HeadMeds will help you understand your social media addiction. It's only a cope at that point. They are almost on all meds or need them. Yeah, especially today, Chris. They need all of the help they can get with this addictive attention-seeking syndrome. AZ back. What up, Rad? Merry Christmas to you. Que Dios te bendiga igual. Feliz Navidad para todos. CJ. Dated a girl that smoked weed. She was laying down with 5 guys behind my back. No surprise. No surprise. That should be probably the number one red flag when it comes to gals that smoke dope. You know that they're probably throwing down big time. Getting off work and driving to the country, but I'm lurking, listening. Polska Bob, always good to have you. Become permanent victims when on medication. Stay far away from these ladies. There you go. You know, Timmy Kramer brings up something incredibly important. They do play in the Victim Olympics, and they all become gold medal winners. When mine went on HeadMeds, the rational part of her brain disappeared, and it was only about, as Timmy said, permanent victim status. Angry, mini Karens, mini Karens. Just because they cannot handle life, so they run away and lash out. Well said, Timmy. Behavioral mental health check. I have a master's psychology. What specific degree would you prescribe? I don't know. You can just go become a therapist if you want, but I don't know if you'd want to handle dealing with bitching and moaning and not taking accountability. But the behavioral health side of healthcare is on fire, and it's been like that for the last 3 to 5 years. Send me an email, rebelagainstdefeat@gmail.com. How do HeadMeds work biologically? And I think it just dampens. What does it do? It does something with the serotonin levels. Makes you not really feel as anxious as one would want you to. It basically numbs you. That's what it does. It numbs your life. You become less of who you were so you can cope. I think it's a horrible way to cope. I think you should get out in nature. I think you should move your body. I think you should get off social media. But who's going to listen to a middle-aged man at this point? I am, AZ. I am. I need to lay low from this holiday hooey. HeadMeds are like virtual signaling. Correct. Matt Downer. Well said. Jai Boston. Hey, man, I was having some issues earlier, so had to move the stream here. I hope John's doing well on the East Coast. My buddy's girlfriend is on meds for a head injury that no one can find a medical record for, but cocaine seems to be also a drug that she uses to help. It's really difficult for today's, even kids today are being prescribed. Boys are being, I literally believe it's part of the agenda. Weaken and numb people so they become literally zombies. I'm leaving online dating since not one of my 380 matches will meet up. Jawara. Well, you gave them a ton of attention just by responding. And that's all they needed. They got the attention and they moved on. Zay, this move. Merry Christmas to you. Good to have you. Oh, come on, fellas. We all know women don't need headbeds to be crazy. Stephen Greco. We don't. That's a very good point. SSRIs, and there's another one, Wellbutrin, that is not an SSRI. They call that the divorce drug. How do I know? Well, that entered into my life at one point. Shauna Garrett, no idea who that is. We will not recommend that. Rad, would you ever consider moving to Mexico? Absolutely. Be free, Asia. That is the plan. That is the plan. Merry Christmas to you and to all the gentlemen. Awesome, Chris. Merry Christmas to you as well and everyone in the chat. I went out with this woman and went into her bathroom, and she was taking Paxil and Prozac. Don't talk to her anymore. That, my friend, is a man, a wise man. You can tell what they have in their medicine cabinets. The serotonin re-up, I don't know what that means. Serotonin, it's just all about numbing. It's not even, you're able to maneuver through life, but how much does it help? It's not good. Like all drugs, they affect the higher functions of the brain, first thinking, memory, performance, in all kinds of ways. Jim McIntosh, yep. Using voice to text, that's all right, brother. 98% of these women don't need meds. They are crazy enough as it is already a bunch of nutcrackers. Illusion smasher. All right, AZ, send me an email. Kids on Ritalin was the thing of the 90s. I remember my youngest brother was prescribed Ritalin. He was diagnosed with ADD, ADHD, and that was the very first time. I think it was 8 or 9, so I would have been 17. And that's the first time I ever heard of Ritalin or whatever ADD or ADHD was. So it's been in our awareness for the past 32, 35 years. Yeah, that's another thing, AZ. Not only are HeadMeds there, the alcohol, the wine, remember wine's not alcohol. It's bougie. That also messes them up. And throw in social media addiction. MGTOW Life did recover. We are happy that MGTOW Life in California has recovered, and he's doing well. Timmy Kramer girls are prescribed both birth control pills at 13 and 14. Taking pills become a norm. It's not good. It's not good. Lisa Smith, Merry Christmas to you and your kids and your husband. Appreciate you being in the chat. Anybody with anxiety or depression need to detox and clean their adrenal glands, not take medications as a temporary solution. Well said, don't quit. It's basically just taking inventory of yourself. What do you need to work on? You need to move, get out, do something different. If you want to change, you need to make changes. AZ, Mexico, yes. Baja. A large number of today's women being on HeadMeds makes it even more dangerous for men. Government, laws, society will always stand up. No accountability for their crazy behavior. Jason Reed, good to have you. Couldn't agree with you more. And think about it. A lot of gals are being prescribed HeadMeds early in life, 15, 16 years old. Wait till they're 50 and 60 when it's done. What's the effect of promiscuity on a woman's mental health? It's not good. The more partners, the worse they're off. They can't pair bond. It messes with their neurochemistry. It's wacko. Why are the cartels in the Mexican favelas so dangerous? Another traveling brother was beheaded. They're flexing, basically. When someone gets killed, they're flexing. Stay out of their territory. Don't mess with them, right? Once she gets her panic attacks, she'll become one, a powder keg waiting to go off. Yeah, and it doesn't really stop it. I remember we would go to an in-law's house, and before we got there, she was in her 40s, would have to take a Xanax every time when the family got together. Crazy. Do you have a moderator to time out the corn pots? I don't. Maybe I should. AKS back. They need meds to stop being sheep. This stuff is hitting the fan quick. It's part of the narrative now. Social media, extensions, lots of makeup, fake eyelashes, HeadMeds. What else? You've got there's transparency in their life. They're talking, they're DMing, they're putting TikToks about other guys if they're with the guy. Nothing is private anymore. Well said, AKS. Having mental health problems is a sign that you need to make changes in your life. Meds just deal with the symptoms, not the cause. Well said, Jeremy. If you want to make changes in your life, you have to change. You can't sit in front of that same computer playing Xbox. You got to get away from Xbox and go play a real Xbox, which is outside. Well said, Jeremy. If people want a healthy relationship, people choose their partners wisely and think with logic. Zay the Smooth. Well said. Couldn't agree with you more. Walking through ghosts is back. Good to have you. John Boston, prior to finding out I had mold in my home, my daughter's teacher was telling us to put her on Ritalin. I said to the teacher, you're giving medical advice and you're not a doctor. Oh, I you know what? For some reason, I can see John saying that to the teacher as when you went after your ex's attorney. Oh, it would have been love to be the fly on the wall. You're not a medical doctor. You're a teacher. The wheels on the bus go round and round. Too many spirits floating around in them, need pills to remain stable. If they can't cope now, what is going, if a person cannot cope now and he's being prescribed this HeadMeds because the symptoms, lead him to that, the future is bleak. The future is bleak. JR is back. I had to go on a beer run. Cheers, Rad, and Merry Christmas to you. And what kind of beer did you get? Good to have you. Timmy Kramer, the forever bachelor, lifted weights and then on to walking 18 at the golf course. My body thanks me for staying active. At 56, Timmy is got the world in his hands. A man going his own way before he knew that. You guys want to wrench for me? I think I'm all right now. That's one of the good things about having a more closer knit group is I can get through most of the chats and delete them. But yeah, when I need that, I'll do that. Big Pharma doesn't care about your health. They care about profit. Mental health issues make them believe that the election wasn't full of fraud. Those HeadMeds make them believe them diets don't work the same. Those wheels on the bus will soon lose their air. It's really sad what's happening to modern day society. The escape into the metaverse, the escape into HeadMeds, the escape into social media. People live in their phones. Now, there's value in YouTube channels that we can come together and share experiences and help one another. You know, even watching streams all day. Well, you know, if you're out walking or listening, you can always listen to streams and podcasts. That's, you know, anything to make your life better and improve is, you know, I spend a lot of time. I don't even watch TV. I watch a lot of YouTube, different topics I'm interested in, ways to move forward. You know, other content creators most of the time, I don't really watch it. I just have it going in the background. Social media is the main cause of anxiety and depression with women. John Davies. Well said. All right. My next stream, I'll get you guys wrenching. My cousin had ADHD since a kid, been taking Adderall, and already had a heart attack at 45. Don't give your children pills. Or the poke. All right, Jim, I'm going to take you up on that. Torres is back. Uncle Rad, when you make a stream about all your travels, especially the story of how you went to Venezuela, men first. I should. We should talk about that. That's good stuff. Ow, Jawara. Spend that money on making yourself better. Women on HeadMeds run this country. How scary is that? I bet Kamala Harris is on HeadMeds. Been binge watching Alex J. Stuff is hitting the fan. Don't know if moving to Florida is a foolproof idea. InfoWars has got some good information. He's been right on a bunch of stuff. Modelo. There you go. Depression and anxiety can actually be used as a massive driving force to improve your life. Sort your shit out by having a clean diet, lift weights, and exercise, and keep your house tidy. Well said, especially keeping your house tidy. Organizing your mind also reflects from a disorganized house. Organize your house, you have a better organized mind. That's how you get through it right there, guys. Exactly what Jeremy just talked about. Brad, I was at the supermarket. It was like being in a kitchen of busted Pillsbury biscuit cans. Were they buying gravy and eggnog? I agree that smartphones as a whole are very bad for humanity. They're not, you know, there's actually companies that are telling you to put your phone on grayscale, to go to a lighter phone, so you get rid of your smartphone and only have a phone that has digits for texting or phone calls. I think it's just for phone calls. What is it, the light phone? People are realizing the damage this shit is causing. And we're all somehow whacked by it. So we have to figure out ways to slowly move past it. Do you think Robin Wright is attractive, Torres? Robin Wright Penn from House of Cards? She's not bad. She's whack, though. Women are just swiping left to right now, so it's easy for them to get attention from someone else. John Davies. They got a full phone, even the heavies. The two-ton Tessies, the heavy ones, the large ladies, the chubs. They got DMs from all sorts of guys. I'm telling you, I've seen some of the heaviest and non-attractive women with guys that look like Chads out. They're all princesses at this point. Charged to read chat messages like CGA. Well, he gets a lot of chat messages, so he's got to do something. I like to listen to Ken McElroy on real estate investing and investing in other business. Yeah, he's got good stuff. Right? Bo left in the house. Good to have you in the stream. Be on the lookout that cell phones don't own you. It's best to toss them. Yeah. I remember watching a video about how Google is becoming half of your conscious brain. Have you ever typed into Google and what you're thinking, and all of a sudden that string of text appears and it's exactly what you're thinking? That's scary shit. She was a major 304 in Forrest Gump. Yes, she was. Better Man Channel. Everybody's trying to escape the numbing distraction we've enslaved ourselves with. Yeah, we're part of the problem. We've allowed this to go on. Right? PayPal link is missing. Ha! You'll never see me ask for a cent. Being around people who are negative with you destroy your mental health and confidence the most. Get rid of toxicity. That's part of the pill, the red pill. John Daly, legend golfer, married 4 times, admitted on the NLP podcast women in the 80s were loyal, cooked clean, and in the 90s it went downhill. He said they wanted him to change. I remember John Daly, and I think he's right. I say move to New Hampshire, could pick up several acres for way less than Mass. I thought New Hampshire was expensive. You can't save most women emotionally or mentally. They have to rely on meds to get around, getting doped out, damaged, good vibes. That today, the 98%, absolutely. They are definitely involved in popping chemicals. Philip Tesaro, 2-ton tessies. As my dad used to say growing up. Well, appreciate it, JR. Appreciate you guys being here. Oh, you guys are very nice and generous, but you know what? I've always said from day one, give back by making yourself even better and sharing the content with others and your experience. Father Saunders is back. Good to see you, brother. I hate the fact that I still think about or want my ex-wife at times. I was destroyed by her, and the battles I have in my own mind are legendary. You're right. You know what? I know what that's like. Sure. In the very beginning, yeah, we live. Familiarity is part of it. Fantasy versus reality is part of it. Not wanting to give up what we built is part of it. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with accepting that thinking. It's now how do we move forward? And, you know, the way you get through it is you write your pro and con list down, which is you look at the cons versus the pros. And eventually that's what did it for me. You just literally, devour the real truth, which is she didn't become who she was the day you met her. Well said, Father. Shout out to Father Saunders' channel. He's got some good stuff. Better Man channel in the house. It's got good stuff too. What's interesting is what leads to HeadMeds so often. Yeah, anxiety, depression, because no one's giving you attention that you once had on Facebook or whatever. Social media, the hive mind. Big dig ding. Somebody has to tell the truth. So I shouted at 2 female runners, and one in her Nissan Altima gave me the eyes because I cleared my road of snow. Ain't coming, honey. You dreaming. There you go. Put yourself first. I'm watching the Mass of the Vatican live. No talk of strong and independent, and I can be bad by myself. No mention of family court. Religions have really gone beta. Simping. Let's see, that's between you guys. New Hampshire has no income and no sales tax, but property tax is higher than if you have the land developed. I think that's like Texas, right? Texas doesn't have, I think they have sales tax, but no income tax. After a bad divorce, I finally got over that BS, started dating again, and all these girls pull back after 2 months. Dating market is trash, waste of time, only good for recreational use. I think that to comment is agreed upon by the majority of men. Women, 99% more likely to sign up for HeadMeds than men. Oh yeah, well, it's also pushed. It's pushed in the narrative, in the media, in the hive mind. Big Dick Dane, so you keep running, or I might just hit you with the snow shovel. I just have moments of weakness. We are all fallible at times, correct? Gets easier for sure, but it'll never be easy. We just get better at managing it. Well said. That's something that the red pill doesn't talk about. You're going to hear, it happens to me every now and again. Something will pop in my mind and it makes me think of the 17, 18, 19 years I had with her. And I still will be with her in some form or fashion because we have kids. HeadMed industry, almost $1 trillion industry. And it's only going higher. There it is. I think lack of attention and midlife crisis are huge in taking HeadMeds. Lack of attention and midlife crisis. I would agree. Father Son, I assure you, man, it's hard to understand what's happening, the betrayal of what happened. My kids have told me what happened was a while ago. I should forgive and forget. It's, especially with kids, man, it ain't easy. We're here for you, brother. Sippin has been a part of religion since the beginning of time. Lone Wolf. Good to have you. Absolutely. Maybe this has to do with father absence. I think that's a big part of it. But I also think the narrative is saying, hey, if you're unhappy about life, pop a pill. Right? I've seen single moms who are post-wall with kids at home getting flowers sent to her home by betas. It's pathetic. Well, just that should be a very huge indicator dealing with someone on meds, especially meds that change the neurochemistry. Now, if you look at schizophrenia and really debilitating bipolar issues, medication helps. But I'm saying don't run a medication because you didn't get 15 likes the second time around, or because the Kardashians have told you to do that, or because age is setting in on you and the body is changing. The wall is coming for you. Lone Wolf has a good channel as well. Agree with that, Timmy. Women don't like us talking about their meds. No meds, no coke. Invest in pause, not single moms and simping. Pays no dividends when you're 65. Well, you guys have been terrific. This is going to just be a short. Watch out. Remember, it's what we're seeing in this world. 2022 is going to be again, we're going to be watching some crazy stuff happening around the world with the pokey poke and with what's happening. So work on yourself. Everybody have a Merry Christmas. And tune in next time. Rebel against defeat. Chase excellence, masculinity, men first.